Hi, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here again. I want to take a moment and give you some information about this usage of God, the usage of Jesus, this usage of heaven told me so. I realize why oftentimes we use that expression, but I just want to say to all of you who are concerned, that expression has been abused so much till it's almost like it has no credibility. To say that God did something, or told you something, to say that Jesus is guiding you, it has no value at all, because the greatest devils on the face of the earth uses Jesus said, God said, and there is no fruit to follow that indicates a power bigger than you and your lie had anything to do with what you're saying. Now, I say that because sometimes when you come up with an idea that's so wonderful, so magnificent that you have never, ever heard it before, you might think it had to come from God. I have experienced that myself. I know that poverty exists. I know that crime and violence as a result of poverty exist. I know all kinds of these things, but when you start thinking about what is it that makes people do this, or how can it stop, then you might come up with an answer. And when you come up with the answer, you say, God had to tell you, because it seems to be so absent as far as others knowing that. But if it's fair, if it's just, then it at least gives you some indication that it might be a divine statement, or it just might, a divine statement in that is truth. For instance, all of the pain and suffering, the poverty, the crime that exists in America and the world today, you might ask yourself, how do you fix that? Then you look for an answer. The answer might be that all of the resources that are used in any process or manifestation come from a power that we can't see. It comes from a power we can't see. Now, you might call that God. I do. Might not be God. I don't know what it is, but I know we as human beings had nothing to do with the making of this earth. And when you start talking about resources that are common amongst people, like food and clothing and shelter and education and things that people are able to imagine, whether it's the computers or the telephone or cars or airplanes, these things come through your imagination. Again, it's a process of that same power that I don't know the earth come from, but it comes from a power that we can't see, can't touch, and can't feel. And we know it exists. Now, who benefits from it? The people benefit from it. How can the people play a process in the manifestation of that? The people, they are the workers. The workers, they put their hand to it. They take the resources that God has given. They take the ideas that come from you that God has given. They utilize their bodies and their skills and their abilities that God has given them to cause a manifestation of the phone, of the plane, of the car, of the food, of the housing. So these people are engaged in the whole process. Everybody's engaged in the process. And by being engaged in the process of causing something to happen, it makes you part owner of that which you have made. And being part owner, you don't have to buy it. You just access it when you need it, or when you want it, or when you desire it. And when you do that, you don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to steal. You don't have to cause poverty. You don't have to cause racism and hatred and bigotry. In fact, what you accomplish outside of the manifestation is peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and happiness and your dreams met. To me, that's as divine as it can get. So to me, all people who want to live in peace would exercise a process like this, other than the lying and the cheating, because then you got all kinds of things happening. And yet the world got all these kinds of things happening, and then they want to say, God told me this. Money came from God. God doesn't need any money as far as I can see, because what I just explained to you did not require any money, except where the intervention of some deceptive act comes into play that says what God wanted, or the way that works perfect for everybody to have access, is rejected. So we use money so some people can have more, some people can get more. To me, that explains exactly what it's all about. And because people have never heard it, don't experience it, they are immune to thinking about it. And they just discard it and they go to hell fighting in wars and stuff rather than seeking peace. I just thought I'd share that with you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it means something. Thank you.